Everybody good? All right. All right, thank you for coming. As I said at the previous press conference, I really wanted to make sure to give you some updates by the end of the day. Information that we've learned a little bit, additional information. Again, it's an ongoing investigation that is being conducted by the state police at this point, so I cannot share a lot of information, but I did want to give you a chance to get some more details about what we know that took place earlier today. So this morning at approximately 11:13 a.m., Lansing Police Department detectives were conducting follow-up on a violent crime that occurred earlier in the week. Detectives requested assistance from 2 uniformed patrol officers to conduct a traffic stop on the suspect. The officers conducted a traffic stop behind the apartment complex, 2000 block of West Holmes. After several minutes of speaking with the suspect outside the vehicle, officers attempted to place the accused into custody. The suspect attempted to flee the officers on foot. The officers quickly caught the subject and a struggle ensued after that. During the struggle, the accused disarmed one of the detectives and discharged the firearm, striking 2 police officers. One of the officers at that point returned gunfire, striking the accused. This all occurred at 11:34 this morning. Officers immediately performed life-saving measures on the accused prior to him being transported to a local hospital by the Lansing Fire Department. The 2 detectives, the 2 patrol officers, and the accused all sustained non-life-threatening injuries. I have no other information at this point that the accused had any connection to those apartments or that area at all in general. The accused is a 28-year-old Lansing man. As we've done in previous critical incidents at the Lansing Police Department, we will release relevant video along with the identity of those officers involved at a later point. Do you have any questions?
Chief, you said the detectives and the 2 police officers, they have non-life-threatening injuries.
Yes.
What about the suspect?
He has non-life-threatening injuries as well.
Okay.
Can you tell us how long the police officers have worked for the
I'll get you that information. I'll have to confirm some of the dates, but they range from 24 years of service down to only a few years of service at this point. But I'll get you those exact dates.
And those per protocol, I know I asked you this earlier, those officers are placed on administrative leave, paid administrative leave?
Correct. Just like anything else, the involved officers in the shooting will be on administrative leave.
What was the type of gun used by the suspect?
I'm not going to get into the details of that because that is under an investigation. But at this point, the gun involved in this situation was one of the detectives' guns.
And then does this suspect have a criminal record, if you can say?
I don't have the details on the extent of his criminal history. However, that he was known to the Lansing Police Department. Anything else?
And can you share the gender of the police officers?
I will give you everything, the identity, the gender of the officers later when the investigation comes to conclusion. So along with the video, so we'll get all that information to you.
Are you able to say what he was wanted for?
I don't have that information at this time.
But you can't confirm it was a violent crime?
It was. They were investigating. The detectives were there investigating a violent crime that he was the suspect in earlier in the week. You want me to get into this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there is no threat to the public?
There is not. No. He was the source of the investigation, the focus of the investigation, and he is in custody.
Have you had a chance to look at the body cam footage?
I have briefly viewed a small portion of the body of the video, but not all of it, not in its entirety. It takes time to download. Okay, any other questions on that? I do have an update for you on the other shooting.
Could you repeat where the officers were shot, or if you had already said that?
The injuries were to their lower extremities. Okay, moving on. I have an update for the shooting that occurred this afternoon up in the north end. At approximately 3 p.m., while still policing the critical incident in the south end, LPD officers responded to the 400 block of North Sycamore Street for another shooting. When officers arrived, they located a 43-year-old male with a gunshot wound to his neck. Lansing Fire Department responded and provided medical assistance before transporting the victim to a local hospital. That victim is currently in serious condition. Police do have the suspect in that shooting in custody. He's a 37-year-old male. And I have no other details that I can really share at this point on that one because that is a very fresh ongoing investigation as well. Questions on either one?
Is Lansing Police in charge of that investigation?
They are. We are in charge of that investigation, and fortunately, we were dealing with a critical incident on the south end where 2 of our officers were shot, and we still, our officers jumped in their role and continued and went up and handled a situation that, could have ended in loss of life, and it made sure that they handled their business so that the community felt safe to go to sleep tonight, all while still dealing with the critical incident with their own officers involved in the south end. So our officers did a fantastic job today. I couldn't be more proud of them.
And the shootings aren't linked, correct?
No.
And how concerning is it for LPD to have 2 shootings today?
It's very concerning. I mean, this is what our officers face on a daily basis. I mean, we have worked very, very hard to combat the violence in the city, and I think we're doing a really good job at it. Unfortunately, things like this happen, and unfortunately, they, happen all at the same time as it happened today. But what I can say is what I'm proud of is that we handled our business. We did what we were supposed to do, and what this community and the city needs us to do, and we handled that, and we didn't focus on one, but we made sure that the entire city was safe tonight. It's disturbing, but it's something that I think is an outlier. It's an anomaly, I think. In this case, it just happened to be a bad coincidence today that this happened at the same time.
And if you'll talk to me about how scary it is for an officer to be involved in a shooting like today.
Well, try to put yourself in that situation. I mean, they're trying to do a job, protect the community that they swore to protect, and because the criminals that we deal with today are empowered and emboldened and believe that they have no consequences and aren't going to be held accountable, they react and act like this towards law enforcement. And this is not just in the city of Lansing, this is a national trend. And this is what our officers face every day. Do I think it will get better? Yes, I do. I think we're on that upward trend, but we've got a long road to go. It takes everybody to help out with this problem, this situation, and we're getting it. We're getting help from every piece of the wheel. The community, our clergy, all the organizations that are the violence interruption groups, our city council, our mayor, and state legislation. Everybody is fighting for the same cause, and we'll get a handle on it.
And I'm not sure if you mentioned the second shooting. Do you know if it was a self-inflicted gunshot? Did someone shoot the man?
So we have an accused in custody on that shooting. Yes. Okay, anything else? All right, thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.